Hello and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where we get faded and lost into whatever movie I'm feeling for the week. This week, Alien Romulus. I said it right, didn't I?
I think so.
Okay.
That was good.
I'm Byron and this is Dan. So you want to go into the synopsis, or should we do the little alien thing first?
We could go through the Alien movies first.
Okay.
So before we get to Alien Romulus,
Dan wants to talk about each alien movie. Give a little brief opinion of each of them.
brief recap. This is Byron Reacts. Okay. Soon to be famous segment. Okay. Alien. Original Alien, 1979.
Amazing.
Good movie.
So good.
And this is just the order of it. This is also just because Alien Romulus is, if you don't know Alien Romulus is like, it's an it comes in, you gotta know where it comes.
It's in between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Alien movies.
Yeah.
And it could be confusing. So
Very confusing.
These are the original movies. Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens, 1986.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I like Alien more.
James Cameron.
Mm-hmm. He's
like James Cameron.
Good. Yeah.
I like James Cameron. Alien 3.
We're going to skip Alien 3 and 4.
Okay, we're going to skip Alien 3 and 4. We have not seen Alien 3 and 4.
I know things about them. I just don't want to talk about them. They're annoying things.
Okay. That's fine with me. Prometheus.
I love the idea of it. It's executed very badly.
It's not great. There is some parts.
There's interesting things in it.
Yeah.
They could be done a lot better.
This, like,
a lot of dumb decisions.
I really always want to defend Prometheus. But then, like, the science, like, watching the big circle thing fall down and watching the two characters run away from it and, like, not turn. And, I really try to defend it, but you just really want them to turn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really bad that they don't.
It's insane.
Yeah. So Prometheus, Alien Covenant. This was the most recent. Alien Covenant was the most recent, 2017.
It's decent. You know, I'm sick of the proto-xenomorphs and all the different weird, like the Deacon or whatever it's called in Prometheus. And then, what's the ones in this one called? The white ones. They're like Nemo.
At the end of the movie?
No, at the beginning.
Sorry. Not to spoil it.
No, at the beginning. It's the main ones. It's the white ones. There's just too many xenomorphs, like, that aren't xenomorphs.
At the beginning of Alien Covenant?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay. We don't have to.
I don't know what that's called. I would not. There's no way I would know what that's called.
There's too many names for them.
I know what you're talking about.
We just want xenomorphs. That's all we want.
I forgot about those guys. It's been a while since I've seen Alien Covenant. Sorry, this was not a quick react to Alien Covenant. I like Alien Covenant, though. There's some good kills in Alien Covenant.
There is good kills.
Like,
there's good kills in Prometheus.
Yeah.
It's just dumb kills. They're still cool, though.
There's a couple that are questionable. So that brings us to Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
All right, you want to bring up the synopsis?
So Alien Romulus, it's set in between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
Okay. So it follows a group of downtrodden young space colonists in pursuit of better life conditions who encounter hostile creatures while scavenging a derelict space station. So this is kind of classic.
That's a short one again.
But that's like pretty much it, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one. They didn't say any names of the characters.
This movie is a lot like Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
You know?
It has a lot of the same, yeah. I agree with that.
Like, it's about
some...
They're trying to break into a place.
Yeah.
And steal money for, like, a better life.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Are you saying he doesn't have new ideas?
Kinda.
But they are very similar now that you said that. I wasn't really thinking about it. The cinematography in this movie is really good. There's a lot of really good shots in this. I guess we could start with what's her name? Her name's Rain, right?
Yeah, so the main character, her name is Rain. And she's like an orphan. Her family's dead.
Typical.
Typical. And then the other character is Andy, who is an android.
Yeah.
And Andy's like...
He always looks sad. He's looking
sad.
like anxious, sad.
He's a sad robot. He's like, you really want to just be like...
Are you okay, bud?
Yeah, like, it's okay, man.
I mean, it's crazy because he gets beat up in the first 5 minutes.
Literally, and he's just standing there.
They're just like, why does he look so sad? Let's make him more sad. And so Rain and Andy are going to, I don't even know what this place is.
They're trying to get off the planet. They're working. There's no sun on the planet.
Yeah,
they're sad.
This place looks miserable.
Yeah.
It's a mining colony.
And they get denied like over and over.
To leave the planet.
Yeah.
They made her, I think she was like supposed to work a certain amount of time and they extended it because she mentioned her parents were dead. That's exactly why they raised it. I'm 100%.
That's definitely why they raised it.
And then, so now she's like, well, what do I do now? And then, so does her ex-boyfriend call her? Or...
Yeah, her like ex-boyfriend calls her, and he's got a ragtag group of people, and they're like, we're gonna go steal some cryopods.
Yeah, so there's her ex-boyfriend Tyler, his sister. I think his sister's Kay. Then you have Bjorn. I think this is Bjorn.
I'm gonna be honest. This group completely unremarkable to me.
No, like bad. It's pretty bad.
Like any one of them could be. You could switch their personality, and it like wouldn't. I didn't know any of their names.
Yeah, I stopped paying attention to their names. I thought for like the first hour, I was like, "Is her name Ray?"
Yeah, it sounded a lot like they were just kept saying Ray.
Well, it's Rain.
Rain.
Okay, Bjorn is Tyler's cousin. Tyler and Kay's cousin. Who he doesn't like synthetics because a synthetic got his mom killed.
And I love that, and they foreshadow right there in that part. They're like, oh, an android can't kill. And he's like, oh, but an android can choose to sacrifice one person over 3 people. And then you're like, oh, I wonder if that's going to come up.
How do you feel about synthetics?
I like them in Alien, and I like them in Alien Covenant. Not Alien, Prometheus. I like them in the last 2 with Michael Fassbender.
Okay. I'm fine with them.
Are you pro-synthetic?
No. Are you?
Oh, no.
I can no. The fact that they could just flip a switch and their entire personality changes and now they're like against you. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But it's just I can't trust that.
Yeah.
And every time we see them, there's only a few times where they like actually help you. Every other time, they're literally just trying to kill you at some point. I'm just like, and they think they're the perfect beings. That's so and they're weird about the xenomorphs too. They like the xenomorphs. They think they're perfect organisms, which I'm just like, I don't like this roundabout. We'll talk about the roundabout between the xenomorphs, the synthetics, the humans, and the engineers. There's a lot of going.
There is a lot of circles.
But so then we have Bjorn's girlfriend, Navarra.
She's got the shaved head.
Yeah, the shaved head. She's the pilot. We'll get into. I don't half
So
the
she's
crew.
got a ragtag crew. She's got a
Yeah.
ragtag crew.
It's an okay crew. I guess ragtag. Yeah. So then they need
Do you like the crew?
no.
No. Me neither.
So they need her because Andy can access the terminals on the ship that they need, and the ship has cryo what?
Cryopods.
Cryopods.
They got cryopods, which is like an alien staple. Like you're watching
Yeah.
Alien, they got cryopods.
Cryopods.
Somebody's using a cryopod.
And so they want to use the cryopod to go to this planet that Rain's been dreaming about. And so she's hesitant about it because Andy he's a mess.
Andy's a mess.
He's like he doesn't function well, I'm pretty sure they say.
There's something wrong with Andy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking for the name of the planet.
No, you're good. And Bjorn, he does not like Andy at all. He's like making fun of him and saying dumb shit to him. And so Rain just agrees because she's like, why not? Tyler's saying it's easy. They can get through this real quick. It's just going to take
Which is
like
so
30
classic.
minutes.
Yeah, it's always easy. And then they're like, oh, actually the space station's going to crash in 48 hours. And like,
Yeah, he holds that until they're there. He's
Until
like,
they're
yeah,
there.
we only have 48 hours.
and you're like, well, this movie is like, surely it's not, they're going to be on the space station for 2 hours and get off. Like, you know
Yeah.
something's going to happen.
Definitely. Like, why would you even say this? Nothing was going to happen.
I cannot find the name of this planet.
You're
But do you
fine.
like that one planet is called Jackson and the other planet is like a weird alien name?
Yeah. Was it the city called Jackson or the whole planet was
No,
called
I think the
Jackson?
whole planet was called Jackson.
That is weird.
Okay, hold on. We're going to find it.
You're fine. And then so they dock onto the huge satellite.
Oh,
It's like a space station. Huge space station. What?
I got it. The planet, so the planet that they're on is called Jackson, and then the planet that they want to go to is called like Yavaga.
Yavaga.
Do you like that one planet is just like a guy's name, and the other planet is like a weird made up word? Anyway.
It's interesting. They probably named that whole planet for someone. That's crazy. But so they get onto the ship. Bjorn, Tyler, and Andy are the ones going inside. They find the cryopods. They learn that they don't have enough
Don't have enough fuel.
fuel for the cryopods to get all the way to. I already forgot the name of the stupid planet.
Yavaga.
Yavaga.
They're going to Yavaga.
And so this is when it starts getting they start making stupid decisions immediately. Because so they get inside, they see there's like acid going through the floor. Well, they don't know it's acid. They just see a hole in the floor. And they see an android like melted. And they're like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, why would you stay there?
Yeah. Did you think the android was going to be someone? Like when you saw the android?
No, I didn't.
No.
Did you?
No.
The clothing was the same though.
Yeah, and like the hair.
We'll talk. We'll get. Oh wait. Yeah, they do. Do they bring? No, they don't
do
bring him
like
up
some
yet.
shenanigans, and then they kind of go back to him.
Yeah, so we'll go back to him. They go inside this room where the cryo fuel is because they have a little heat signature thing, which is cool. That's very nice. Because isn't it usually like a sound thing?
Yeah, it's usually a sound thing, but this time it's like measuring heat and finding heat.
How do you feel about the technology in the alien universe?
I think it's weird that in Prometheus,
I know what you're about to say.
You know?
Yeah. They have all this advanced technology.
yeah,
And then as time goes, it gets worse and worse.
and then they go back. And it's not even like in Alien Covenant 2, it's like in both of them. And those are prequels. Yeah, so how come the technology gets worse?
I heard some theories that's like those are like the richer people ships and stuff and their technology, and this is like the poor things. This is like what you just come across and like the basic like use stuff. Use
This is
ships and
everyday
stuff.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The common people type
They do
shit.
make a really good point. They make a point at the beginning of the movie to be like, over the intercoms, be like, attention all workers, and it just keeps saying workers, 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 and you're like, okay, the movie's about workers. I get it. It sucks. Like they're working hard. I get it. Like,
they're really hammering for that first like
I'm
5-10 minutes.
capitalism. We get it.
Oh yeah, like we can see it through the minds and how it's disgusting. And
Right. Yeah, like we know.
All right, and then so they get into the room with the cryo fuel, and this idiot Tyler, isn't he just hitting it? He's just hitting.
Oh my god.
He's hitting it. I think Bajoran's there too, trying to hit it, and then it busts open, and
And it like freezes the guy's finger
yeah,
off.
Bajoran's finger, hand. They never bring it up anymore.
I kept looking to see if his fingers were like snapped off, but they weren't, which was disappointing. Because if you're gonna freeze somebody,
Yeah, we want to see that.
snap it
Show
off.
us. Maybe when he was like, we'll talk about the fight in a little bit.
But so he snaps his. He doesn't snap his fingers off.
It's just frozen, I guess.
Yeah.
And the door locks, and the temperature starts rising in there. And then so they're freaking out. They're like, "What do we do?"
Oh no, it's because they take the cryo fuel out of there. But the reason there's cryo fuel there is because it's keeping frozen the face huggers.
Yeah, the face huggers.
Big face huggers.
A bunch of them. There's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
The stupid company. And so it's heating up in there because they took the cryo fuel. And so Rain and Navarra have to go and help them. And then that's when we see it's Rook.
Rook is his new name.
Yeah, it looks like Ash. It's Rook. Well, we still don't know. They did a little jump scare of him like jumping at Rain as she's like trying to pull out his chip so they can give it to Andy so he can access the door. And so when they put the chip into Andy, he like freezes up in like a weird pose.
He becomes evil. Crazy. Yeah, he like freezes and does like.
Yeah, he's like needing to reboot for a few minutes. So of course that's when the face huggers start coming down.
Yeah.
And then, that's when Bajoran's like, "What's in the water?"
You like that?
I was like, if I felt something, I was like, "Let's go. We got."
Yeah.
And those doors can be broken. I don't know. Are the face huggers that strong?
They were pretty strong. Yeah, I guess you gotta be.
Very strong. But that's a little bit later because then they're getting attacked, and then finally Andy wakes up and he's a different man or a different synthetic.
Oh yeah, he like forgets. Do you think he like forgets, and he acts just like that?
Yeah, he's like. It's like his entire old programming is like rebooted or like gone, and he kind of still remembers all of them, but he doesn't care about any of them other than Rain. He starts acting more confident. Instantly when he wakes up, he grabs the face hugger by the tail and he like throws it at something and explodes. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he throws it at the wall and it explodes. That's crazy. It hits nothing. I think it hits like a light bulb.
It explodes. I was like, damn. That was a strong throw. And then so he opens the door and they all run out. And I think he closes and they miss one face hugger. I forgot what happens. They attack.
Oh, so they're running. So there's two people stuck in the water room where they've unfrozen, and they get them out and they open the doors, and then they're all like running in a group down the hall, and like they're getting to the doors, and like you think they're gonna make it, and they like all get in, and then the doors close, but like one gets through and hits her.
It hits Navarra, and they're like, "Oh no, what do we do?" And they're trying to like attack you, but of course it starts choking her.
Yeah.
And that's when Andy starts being like, don't do that.
Yeah.
He just instantly knows like more information, which I'm like, okay.
He said, yeah.
Why would you put this thing in him if you knew it would do this to his personality? Because she has to have done this before.
Yeah. Well, it's like an attachment.
Yeah, it's just weird. I was like, I don't know.
I mean, she might not. I don't think she knew exactly. She knew that it would change his programming somehow, but she didn't know exactly how.
I guess.
And it just turned him into a dick.
I kind of like him a little bit more now.
Yeah.
When he's a little bit more confident. He like is knowing what he's talking about. He's trying to figure out what to do. He's doing the smart way of things. Even before his main objective changed later, he's like trying to still help all of them and try and do the best course of action. So then that's when they boot up Rook and they ask him how to take the face hugger off. And that's when he's like, what is he? I forget how he said.
He says something to her about like,
he explains what it is and how it's laying eggs in her.
Yeah. And that they gotta cut it off. Or they gotta get it off.
Well, no, he doesn't help that way. He doesn't have anything to say for that. He's not really much help in this movie.
No.
He's an asshole too.
Yeah.
Because Andy's the one that's like, we should probably freeze it and then break it.
Yeah. Why does he doesn't want to help for some reason?
I think.
But yeah, that's when he starts being a dick, though.
Xenomorphs.
Yeah, because he wants, at that point, his main directive switches from, I want to do what's best for Andy. No, for Rook. What's the girl's name?
No, his objective hasn't changed yet. Not yet.
Well, he puts the chip in his head.
No, but the objective changes a little bit later. Wait. Trust me.
Okay.
And then so they freeze it, they take the facehugger off, and the girl's freaking out. And then Andy's trying to explain what's happening, and that like they can't let her back on the ship, but they're like, but Bjorn and Navarro's like, no, we're going back on the ship. And that's when Andy tries like stopping them, and they freak out and run back to the ship and leave the three, Andy, Rain, and Tyler on the ship as Bjorn and Navarro are on the ship with Kay. And so I forgot.
That was just a lot of who was on the ship.
Yeah, I know. Who's where and where's who. And I think we skipped over a little part. I think Kay told Rain she was pregnant at some point too.
Oh yeah, she told him that she's pregnant.
Because that's going to be important.
And you're like, when's that going to come up? And then it does.
And so Andy's trying to do the best option, which this is where they always mess up in these alien movies. They bring a contaminated person back onto the ship. Like,
don't take him. Just keep him off the ship.
Find a med bay in there. Do something in there.
Just don't take him on the ship. I rewatched a little bit of Aliens last night. Or no, Alien. And it's like, the robot breaks quarantine. Like, just don't let him on the ship. And the rest of the crew's just okay with it.
They're like, it's fine, it's okay. And the dude's eating with them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now Navarra is infected or has a chest.
The face hugger, the chest burster.
Chest burster.
The classic chest burster.
I keep forgetting names of shit. Navarra has a chest burster.
And she conveniently picked up that
the X-ray thing just for this scene so they can show it. Which it was cool seeing it. And I'm like, this is the only purpose you have for that.
Did you like the X-ray stick?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I wish they did had like maybe an extra purpose besides that one scene that they showed in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, she only uses it, she shows her arm.
Yeah, she shows her arm a little bit, and that's
then
it.
she shows the Xenomorph later once it starts. She shows once the chest burster starts coming out.
Yeah.
And that's the only two
And then
times.
Kay's freaking out. And she's like, oh my God, because she just walked in here and now her chest is fucking And so, like, she's like compulsing. And then I think they hit the ship. So it starts moving.
Yeah. Yeah, when she's freaking out, she like kicks the speed.
Which at a certain point in the beginning, when they first showed up with the ship, they were kind of like moving it around a little bit, like to different spots. I really wish they like did that a little bit more, which they can't anymore because the pilot is dead.
Yeah.
But I wish they could have been like, oh, the Xenomorph's chasing us down this hole. You pull the ship over the elevator or something like that.
That could have been cool.
But no, they didn't really do much with it because now the ship is like knocks into a part of the space station, and everyone like
They got really lucky in that scene.
yeah. I don't know how
really
they
lucky.
didn't die.
Like this ship is their only way off the space station. And like she hits the controls, so it's like speeding like towards it. They got so lucky, it lands in the hangar.
Yeah, it lands in the hangar.
Like, what are the chances?
I think it hit something, then it lands in the hangar, and then so now they're all like waking up. Kay's waking up. Navarre is dead with chest burster coming out, and I got really excited for the scene when we slowly see the Xenomorph like grow and like we'll get to it in a little bit. I'll talk about because we gotta talk about how but Jordan for what he's doing.
Well, when it bursts out of his chest, that's the first time you see the actual Xenomorph. Up until then, it's like a lot of face hugger stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of face hugger in the beginning. And it's really nice getting back to just straight face hugger and Xenomorph. That's it. No extra bullshit.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Actually, never mind. Oh.
Maybe there's a weird thing.
And so the Xenomorphs escaped with somewhere. Bajorn was like, I forgot what he was doing. He wasn't up there with Navarre when she died. He came up after the like ship crashed.
Oh, Bajorn's just like being tumbled around in the ship. Wow, they're like fighting.
Yeah.
She's like, well, because the one girl's like holding her as she's about to die.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, the girl's like, she's like, don't let me die. Like, damn, like it's too late. That chest burster's in you.
Yeah, that's done.
And so they're up by the pilot seat, and then the other guy, Bjorn, is just like getting knocked around downstairs. He like gets halfway up the ladder and then like falls and like hits his head, and it's like, oh.
Shake my head.
And then they crash in the hangar.
He's pretty useless in this movie.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot.
All he did was talk shit at Andy. That's mostly his thing.
Yeah.
Just have some conflict with Andy. And so he goes up there and he sees Navarre dead, and he's like, oh shit. And he sees Kay and he's like, we gotta get out of here. So they go down and they're getting out of the ship. And then they see the Xenomorph egg. Like, or like
on the side of the wall.
Yeah. And I was like, he's about to do the stupidest shit.
Oh my God. And then he does.
So he found this little taser thing earlier. And so he just sticks the taser thing in there and just is tasering it. And I'm like, that's not going to work.
And he's really trying though.
Yeah, he's really getting in there.
It's zapping it. And for a second I was kind of like, maybe he'll get it.
Yeah. A little bit. But then of course, nope, he doesn't get it. Instead, first he gets fucking hit with its tail in his eye. And like poked his eye.
Right through his eyeball. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Okay, get out of here." He like falls over, and then acid starts spraying on him, and he's just laying there as acid is spraying on him. And he dies from the acid.
He really just had to roll. That was the Prometheus thing. Just roll, bro. Just roll.
Just get out of there.
Get
Go.
out of the way. Damn.
And so she's like, she can't figure out how to get out. And so while she's trying to figure out how to get out, Rain, Tyler, and Andy are going through this room with face huggers, and they're trying to stay as quiet as possible.
Did you like that scene?
I thought it was decent. It was okay.
There was a couple times when they would show the face huggers where they kind of just look like puppets.
Yeah.
Like kind of just, I don't know.
Yeah, the more we saw the face huggers, the more I was just like,
Like they were good when they were like first in the hallway and they were like chasing after them. But then they were kind of like,
we don't need to see this up close. Though.
Yeah.
This was like a dope don't breathe scene. They're like, don't make any noise. And it's just quiet. And it's like, and of course, that's when Kate is like trying to talk to Tyler through the thing. And his dumbass is like, yeah, let me talk real quick.
oh my God. They're like, he says like the one thing you can't do is you can't talk. And then he talks.
And I'm just sitting here, I was like, at least wait till you like keep moving a little bit. She'll be fine. Like, give yourself like 30 more seconds.
Yeah.
But like,
They were so close to the end. And he starts talking. I didn't like that. I wasn't crazy about that.
and so he helps her get out because she can't find the key, and the key was on the ground. And so he helps her get out. She runs away from the xenomorph just as it was like fully growing. And I was like in the scene as it was fully growing, we were seeing it come out. I was like, yeah, we're back.
It had been 10 years since Alien Covenant. I forgot about that. It's like a long time. Not 10 years, but like
it's been
it was 2017.
Yeah, it's a while. It's not 10 years, Dan. Don't say that to me.
Sorry.
And then so she gets away from the xenomorph. Rain, Tyler, and Andy are getting chased by the face hugger. And then they go through this door, and Andy gets Tyler at the last minute or last second with the door. And they're like, what the fuck, Andy?
Yeah.
And Andy's like, I calculated perfect.
Like, damn, I'm getting a little close though. That is when, that's when they're finally catching on that he's gonna he's probably gonna kill them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because before they went through the facehugger room, he went back and talked to Rook, and that's when his objective got changed. And it got changed to now he's doing what the company wants.
Rook's like, no, now your main objective is what's best for the company.
Yeah, what's best for the company. Of course. And
Did you think he was gonna have a moment where he like
fought it? Like,
yeah.
I wasn't really thinking about that.
No. I really wanted him to. That's what I was so like. So it ends not to like. It ends with her like. She just takes the extra chip off.
Yeah.
I really wanted him to be like.
You wanted him to be like the more confident version of himself.
Yeah, I wanted him to be like, I remember my prime objective, or I'm choosing. Like, I wanted him to do like a little rebel thing.
Maybe that would have been a little nice,
but it was good still. He was so cool.
I just don't think it would have worked with how synthetics work in this.
I guess I don't really understand how synthetics work in these movies.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't think they can really fight their stuff like that. Especially later, like earlier, like David era, they could fight it. But later in the thing,
but then they cancel that programming out.
Yeah, they make them less human. So that's why they're all awkward. Weirdos.
So then they just replace their head with a chip.
Yeah,
they can't learn to hate us.
Yeah,
like David did in Prometheus. That's probably good.
We need David to come back.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Do you think they could have done? Okay. Did you like Did you like that they brought an actor back? Did you like that they brought the actor back?
It was fine.
I feel like it's a little
They
weird.
didn't bring him back. There's one.
Well, that's why too I didn't like it. Like, why not just hire a new actor?
Yeah. Just hire a new actor, just do a different
And it's like a little weird that isn't. Do you think it's a little weird that he's like dead? So the actor,
Yeah, the
Did you know
actor is
that?
dead. Yeah, I know.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, it is weird. I don't know how I feel about it with all the like death, like appearances after death.
yeah. Like this was like in Rogue One.
Yeah, with what's his name? Yeah,
They brought back Tarkin.
yeah.
My Star Wars fans.
I was like, I'm not remembering that name right now.
I didn't know Tarkin. Tarkin's great. Everyone knows Tarkin.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So
feel weird.
yeah, it's a little weird, right?
Yeah. It. I wasn't feeling too much nostalgic stuff. There were a lot of lines that were like used again, and he used a lot of lines from previous
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
I thought there was a lot. You know what? So I wasn't crazy. I feel like there was a lot of fan service, and I wasn't crazy about it up until they got to the Prometheus fan service, and then I was kind of like, okay.
You're like, all right. We're about to get to that because we're right at the point where Kay is like running from the Xenomorph, and she's like banging on the door. And Andy's like, I'm not opening that door.
Yeah.
And I like how they're doing this whole thing. The Xenomorph is just standing right behind Kay. He's like, open that door, I dare you to.
And he's telling them, he's like, he's going to kill us the second you open that door.
I'm like, Tyler, do you not see him right there? He's like, open the door.
You could see him in the window.
And then the Xenomorph got tired of waiting, so he just took Kay and left. And Tyler's like, open the door, let me get there. And Andy's like, she's already gone. And Rain's just confused. Andy just changed. And so they take the elevator down into the lab.
Then she gets, when she's out there, she gets stabbed and killed, right?
Okay.
Okay. Or you think she does.
Yeah, you think she gets
kind of a
killed.
fake out
I knew
that.
she wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I was like, they would show more of it.
I was, because then I had thought earlier, I was like, well, she's pregnant. Like, they didn't bring it up. They're not just going to kill her off and then not bring it up. And then they bring it up.
In my head, I was like, they're not going to kill a pregnant woman. So then we go down into the lab, which the lab has all this experimentation on face huggers. And I guess they extracted that black goo.
From Prometheus.
Yeah, the black goo that we still don't know much about. We just know that it kills things.
It had been a while since I'd seen Prometheus.
It kills things, and no, that's all it does. It just kills things.
Oh.
The one I think on is like it just kills things. The only thing it doesn't kill is xenomorphs.
Oh. And they extract it from the Xenomorph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But then in this one, they use it to like evolve.
kind. I want to get into that.
Okay.
Because I got a lot to say about that stuff in the black goo. And
I'll let you get to it.
And so Rook wants them to take the samples of the black goo to the company and at Jackson. And Andy's like, all right, that's my objective. And so they realize that the Xenomorph's waiting for them outside. I love how Xenomorphs just hunt them, and they're just so patient with it. They're like, I know you gotta come out of there.
They got nowhere to be. They can live in the vast darkness of space.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. We forgot to talk about how it opened. The movie opened
With them finding the Xenomorph.
Yeah, the Xenomorph from the first movie.
Oh, do you think it is? That's what it is.
Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. So scientists found this spaceship. Scientists found the Xenomorph from the first Alien movie because they were looking for it. And they opened it up, and of course, that's how like this spaceship just tore apart. And then when we first when Rook's first talking to them about how to cut off the face hugger or whatever, we see the Xenomorph up there in the sky, in the ceiling.
Oh yeah,
And he has the the harpoon in him.
oh yeah. He's like there was one that they killed already.
Yeah, they killed him. That was the one.
There was a whole movie on that ship, and we didn't get to see it.
Would you have preferred that movie?
No.
But
it could be a prequel.
True. So then they take the black goo. They grab some guns.
They grab some guns from Alien Commando. They're like, these guns are from... Yeah. No, they say there's a line where they're like... They're like...
That one...
These are the guns that Alien Commandos use. Colonial Marines use. Yeah. And they lock on. Mm-hmm. And they like follow the target. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I did like that. Even though they didn't really use them that much.
No. And they have them and they're like, don't shoot the aliens because they have acid blood.
Yeah. Also, they have two of them, but we end up only using one for some reason.
Yeah. They just magically lose one.
They just lose it and they never try to get it back or anything. Because they have a limited amount of rounds too. So then they start walking out with the guns to this gooed out Xenomorph hallway.
I was a little confused about the structure at this point.
Yeah.
Because like they were like, oh, the Xenomorph can't get through this door, but then the Xenomorph like walks around.
Yeah, literally.
And just comes up behind them.
You're right. You're right.
Which is fine. Like it's not that big a deal, but
also, why weren't the other Xenomorphs like
when they first got to the ship?
Yeah, why weren't they around? They were all the Xenomorphs. There's more Xenomorphs in the ship other than the one that's been chasing them that were just hiding. They were just sitting like in the other part of the ship.
Yeah, what were they doing? Because it's two space stations. Remember, it's like
a lot of noise.
That's true.
That ship crashed.
That made a lot of noise.
But so then they get to like the hallway and they're like, let's go back. Don't they like?
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna turn around.
And then they hear Kay screaming, and Tyler's like, "No, we gotta keep going."
Yeah, of course.
And Andy's
Classic
like,
split up.
He's like, "I don't think we should be doing this."
Yeah. Even because he's like, at that point, he's only doing what's best for the company. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna put himself at risk.
No,
but he does it. He's like
kind of following them.
Yeah.
And then so Tyler, they remove her from like she's like stuck on the wall from like all the Xenomorph goo, the black goo.
Not the Prometheus black goo though.
Is it not the same?
No. Because there's alien egg goo and then there's Prometheus DNA goo.
Okay, I guess.
So they're two different kinds of goo.
They look the same, but they're different. But they rip her off from the wall, and then they're helping her. And then Tyler notices one of the Xenomorphs are about to like stab Rain, and he runs and jumps in front of it, and he gets stabbed. And then the Xenomorph pulls him up into a hole where we see like 3 or 4 other Xenomorphs come out and attack him.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, why were they just sitting there?
Yeah.
They didn't hear all that noise. They didn't hear Tyler calling for a K.
They made a lot of noise by that point.
So then, also they were, Kay was like injured and they were trying to think about ways to help her. And Andy suggested using the black. And then Tyler was like, will it help? And Andy's like, 50-50. I'm like, he's guessing.
That's not even close.
And so they don't do it. They thought about it. And then, so Rain, Andy, and
I can't remember any of the characters'
Okay.
names, so don't look at me. This crew was completely, anyone could have been anyone.
yeah.
Like, I don't remember any of their faces. I don't remember any of the names.
No, I was trying to remember who went on the elevator, but then I just remember that Andy also got attacked too while they were getting attacked by a different Xenomorph. Remember? He was just on the ground spazzing, and there was one near him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how they attacked him. He was just on the ground.
And then they turn around and they're like, Andy?
And so Kay and Rain, these fucking names, they go up the elevator, and then Rain's like, can you get up there? Fine. Can you get on the ship? Fine, while I go back down. And she's like, yeah. And then Rain goes back down to save Andy because she's like, I gotta save Andy, even though he's an
Oh, yeah. She sends the pregnant girl up by herself. And is like, you're going to be fine,
The
right?
pregnant girl bleeding at the neck.
Yeah.
And so also, she
can
gets
save
to
her
the
robot.
ship, and then she's like, I'm going to take this black goose up to help myself.
Yeah. Well, she thinks for a second that, like, her baby's going to die. She thinks her baby's in danger. But then she's like, so I'm going to inject random black goo.
And then so that happens, and then
Oh, yeah, then she goes to save Andy.
Yeah,
and she takes the disc off.
She takes the disc off, so he's back to normal Andy. He's not company Andy anymore. And he's apologizing and shit. I was like, Andy, you did it already. You can't, he's just gonna be sorry about it.
Yeah.
He always says, he's back to his sad face now again, too.
Oh, yeah. Bexla's like, yeah, he becomes old Andy.
Yeah. Which I like how it's like a mixture of like, Ash, when he's like the company person that's doing stuff for the company, and then he's more like Bishop when he's like regular Andy. He's more like trying to help out his friends and shit. I like that we get like two sides of the.
Oh, yeah. We get the friendly family robot, and then we get like the company robot.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's one robot. So I think, yeah.
I just think it was nice they did that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's usually one or the other than Covenant.
And he was like her like dad, you know.
Wait, what?
He was like her robot dad.
Who?
Andy. I think at the beginning of the movie.
You thought it was a robot?
Oh, because
dad?
he's programmed to do dad jokes.
Oh, yeah, those dad jokes.
And it's presumed like...
I still see him as a brother to her. But, so they're climbing up the elevator with the ladder. And I think she almost got grabbed by a Xenomorph that she was going through, and she shot it. Wait, am I missing? No, I am, because when she went to go help him, they were gonna go through the other way because they didn't want to fight the Xenomorphs. And then they were crowding around them. And that's when she remembers she has a gun. They can't shoot at the bottom layer. I'm sorry, we're all over the place.
No, this is perfect. No. So they remember that, or throughout the movie, I remember. At the beginning of the movie, they're like, the gravity has to recycle. Even though the gravity is like broken, it has to like recycle. And then, so she knows like if she turns gravity off, I messed it up now.
No, you're good. If they turn the gravity off, the acid will go through the floor of the ship, and the pressure will go through, and everybody will get sucked into space. So then it's a cool scene where she's like shooting them in anti-gravity, and he's holding her down. And then the acid just floating in the air, and they have to like climb through the acid, which was a nice scene. That was a decent scene.
That was cool.
The camera work, it was like going around the pole in like a circle type shit.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And then after, so she blasts them like with her back against the wall, and then she like, so all the aliens are dead, but yeah, they're worrying about the acid. And I did, it was cool. She's like floating through the acid.
Yeah. I thought Andy was gonna get hit by some acid.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought he would like be. I feel like it's a alien staple to be like
Get hit a little bit by some
get
acid.
hit, become just a head.
She's carrying Andy around.
That's it.
So they get through the acid stuff, and then they were going up the elevator. She almost gets attacked by one. She shoots it, but the acid burns the door. So now she has more xenomorphs coming through after her. And then the gravity also turned off. So she's just lower than Andy.
Damn. Did you think she was gonna make it?
When it turned
When
off.
she's like climbing, yeah, so there's no gravity, right? So she's floating, and yeah, it's turning off.
And then she's falling.
Yeah, and they're like gonna.
Oh,
Did you think
I
she was
just
gonna grab
remembered the stupid thing that happened.
What's the stupid thing that happened?
She's falling from the gravity turning back on, and a fucking xenomorph catches her. I was like, just kill
You
her.
didn't like that? You don't like the xenomorph tail grab?
I was like, oh, she got saved by the xenomorph?
It saved her so she could eat him,
Yeah.
right?
No, or like use it for like a face hugger.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. They be switching out their priorities with humans. Some humans they save for later, some they just kill. It's whatever they're feeling for that
Yeah. I did have that thought. I was like, what do the aliens want? It seems like they just want murder.
They want to murder things and they want to like repopulate. They want to just keep growing in numbers and murdering everything. They don't really have.
Seems like it's mostly the murder they're into. That's all I'm saying.
And so it catches her, and then now she's like trying to figure out how to get away from it. And Andy turns on the elevator and it like falls down and hits that xenomorph, and the other one's climbing up because there's like a million xenomorphs that just start coming up through the end of the movie.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, literally.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, it
The
was a
elevator
cool scene.
killing
I like that
xenomorphs.
scene. The more I think about it, I'm like, why were there so many xenomorphs at the end, but not at the beginning?
Yeah. They don't really explain where they're being. Is it from the crew members?
What, the xenomorph? Oh, yeah.
Were they all chest
Yeah.
hugged? Okay.
Yeah, because the wall had more corpses other than like Kay there.
Right.
And so they finally get up to the
Back
get
to
up to the ship. Oh my god. This is when it gets wild.
Because she's injected herself at this point.
She's injected herself. We
Yeah,
also saw
the black
earlier
goo.
in the lab, there's a little video that they didn't see, but we saw that the rat like exploded from the black goo or something. I don't know. It was just dead from it. So I was like, oh, are they gonna come back and she's just like exploded or some shit? No. We come back and Rain put her in a cryopod, and she was beginning to prepare them to go to what was the planet? Do you remember it?
Yavaga.
Yuvaga.
Oh, they're going back to no, they're going back to Jackson though.
Are they?
Rook wants to go back to Jackson, which is bad.
Yeah.
I think.
But she was preparing them for Yuvaga.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, because
Okay.
she put her in a cryopod, and she was like about to play.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. But remember when it was just Kay on the ship and she.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Rook was trying to like get her to go back to Jackson with the samples. That asshole.
Yeah.
He was like, "Your friends are dead. You might as well just go. I'm helping you. Let me help you."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're just ahead at this point. You know?
That's when I kind of was like, I kind of wish it was a different actor also because, I don't know, maybe because we've already seen him.
Yeah, because we saw Ash already.
Yeah.
It's kind of basically the same performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. We should have just got a new android. Or synthetic.
Could have been a new
something.
actor too.
Yeah.
Like an up and coming guy.
Yeah.
You know.
And so
All right, fine.
The cryopod like starts malfunctioning or whatever. It just stops because who would have thought? Now the baby is like about to. She's having the baby now, and from all the black goo, and then she like she gives birth to one of the alien pod things.
To a big egg.
It's just like an alien egg thing.
It's no longer a baby. It's now a big egg.
Yeah. And so she's just there, and then they toss it to the side.
Well, she's trying to run with it because it's like she's trying to get it away, but there's like acid.
Oh yeah, there's acid, and she drops it.
She drops it.
And then that's when we see it open, and a little like baby creature. We see a baby creature come out.
Prometheus alien.
Yeah,
Prometheus
like,
alien creature.
Fucking engineer.
It's like engineer, alien, human.
Like weird hybrid. Which, okay, this is where I want to get into like, there's so many ways, like so many different things that come out of humans when they give you this black goo shit that it's just so inconsistent. Like if
That's
someone
very
has
true.
the black goo, we're going back to Prometheus.
Okay, Prometheus.
And they have sex with someone, they have a baby from someone, that gives birth to a fucking squid
monster,
creature.
obviously. I don't see. You don't follow the math.
We go to Covenant. And what's her name, which dies off screen, she's giving birth to those white xenomorphs.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, they're not xenomorphs. And then we know that fucking engineers, they give birth to the actual xenomorphs.
I see where you're losing. I see where it might not make sense every time.
So then now we get to where someone injects themselves with black goo and they have somewhat of a baby.
And it makes an
out
engineer human creature.
Alien. It's like a hybrid of all three of those, which I think it's called the Offspring.
Oh, nice.
It's disgusting. It looks ugly as fuck. It like slowly grows and it becomes like 7
It's pretty
feet.
gross.
It's nasty. It has a human like face and has like metal teeth. And there's a few times where it's like smiling and shit. It looks nasty.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing like, I don't know, like mama, you know?
So, yeah, I have this theory, right? What if, so we know the engineers have creators, right?
Okay.
What if the creators of the engineers are synthetics?
Maybe.
Oh wait, no. What if the creators of the engineers are xenomorphs, and the creators of the xenomorphs are the synthetics?
Do you think the xenomorphs are smart like that though?
I think if we let them have a population of them, they might become like super smart. Because
Would they like go to a xenomorph day job? Like with
I don't know, but we saw the engineers like worship the xenomorphs in Covenant. They had like a whole mural or like sculpture.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
And so they're trying to make the xenomorphs, I think, the engineers. And then David starts trying to make the xenomorphs. And that's when I'm like, David was onto something. He was the closest. So I'm like, what if it's like
He
a
was
whole
creating God.
circle? Because the engineers created us too.
Damn.
So it's like a whole like round circle. And it's like they're just they're just creating each other.
Oh, damn.
It's weird.
So what came first?
We don't
Xenomorph
know.
Or the synthetic?
Yeah,
Damn.
we don't know.
These are not questions they ask
No.
in Alien Romulus.
They don't answer this. They don't talk about this. I just came up from all this because I was looking at the Offspring. I was like, this is all just not adding up.
No.
And so
I guess they kind of ask this question in Prometheus a little bit.
yeah,
Maybe?
they get a little bit into it, but never too much into it. They always like hop around, like never actually finding out what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
'Cause we still don't even know what's going on with the black goo.
Yeah. So do you like alien human hybrid? No, not a fan.
I think I like. I think I'm just not a fan of the design. I hate looking at it.
It is pretty creepy.
It's scary though.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked up. And it's like a baby kind of.
Yeah. And I forgot, like, so the way she finds out. Wait, how is this whole scene? Okay, she goes down.
No.
She drops the baby. The baby's just, we see the baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, it falls into the storage container.
Oh, it falls down.
And it spills open.
Oh,
but not all the way.
yeah.
There's still some acid.
So, yeah. And then so she has to go down there. And then so she goes down. Or does she wake up Andy first? Because Andy was asleep for a little bit.
Andy's asleep. He's like being rebooted.
Oh, yeah.
And then she does the thing where she drops the egg and it falls into storage.
Mm-hmm. And then she goes down there.
Yeah.
And that's when she sees it slowly growing. It's slowly getting like big, huge feet and shit. And I think it just goes back in a circle back because it goes back up and it's going after Kay, who's just,
oh, yeah.
And that's when we first really see it. It's like it's like eating her or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people were saying it was feeding on her, like breastfeeding, but I think it was eating her.
No, I think it's like eating her neck.
Yeah.
Like chewing.
And then we see its ugly, huge creature. And then does it it screams, right? Does it do some screams?
I can't remember.
I felt like it was screaming.
I was only doing a screech.
And so it's like wait, Andy is awake because Andy gets hit by it.
Oh, it knocks him out?
Yeah, it knocks him out. He's bleeding.
Okay.
So Andy was awake and he came back and he saw it too. He was like, what the fuck? It hits him, knocks him out. Kay's dead. Rain goes to run. And then they do this whole loop down through the thing, back down to where the baby was originally at. Because she's gonna try and do this thing they do in most of the Alien movies and just launch it into space.
Launch it outside the ship.
Yeah, with the storage container that they kept hinting at.
Yeah.
All throughout the movie. I was like, okay, we get it. You're gonna use the storage container. And so yeah, this last part, it's a little circle.
Yeah.
With because she goes down for the baby, she comes back up, she finds it, then she runs back down again, and now they're fighting at the bottom.
They do run in a few circles.
And so she latches herself onto attaching herself to the ship, and so she's turning all the notches to make sure the storage thing comes down, and of course at the last one the thing comes down and is attacking her. And then
she pulls 3 levers. And the last one,
I think that's when the ship starts hitting the
big Saturn ring.
Yeah, the debris field, which we didn't talk about. The space station just going down in a whole debris field. That happened too. It's good
because when the ship explodes, and that's when the timer. It's it starts with 48 minutes or 48 hours, and you're like, this is not a 48-hour movie. It's gonna be shorter than that. No. And then the explosion happens, and it's 2 hours. Yeah, or it's 30 minutes. Did you think that was too short?
It kept going down super fast, and I was like, oh. I was like, because at one point it was 10 minutes. I was like, 10 minutes already?
Yeah. I'm like, there's a lot of movie left for 10 minutes on the countdown timer.
But of course, we have to have that extra 20 minutes where we think we're okay, and then something else is on the ship.
Act 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the ship's hitting the debris field, and it's knocking down most of the storage stuff there. And I think the alien starts getting hit with the storage stuff. Or not the storage stuff, the debris field. And then we think the debris field got the alien.
Oh. Yeah, because she kicks the egg, which has a ton of acid in it. And then that makes the hole. And they get sucked through, right? But she's attached to
it. Yeah, she's still attached to the thing. And then we think the offspring's dead. but of course it's not that. It's just a little damage and then a little last minute jump scare, and then finally the last lever like gets hit by her the thing she's attached to, and the whole cargo thing goes down finally.
Yeah.
And I think I forgot what she says. Something yeah, she's like, yeah, motherfucker, it's something like that when the alien dies. I was like, yeah.
That's the 22 Jump Street.
How do you feel
Say
about
something cool.
Yeah. Do you think she just randomly progressed into like a badass towards the end? Like it just was so like a click at a point where it was just
Like how successful do I think it was?
like her like
transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's the moment where she's in the elevator and she hits the button. And she decides, because Andy, like earlier in the film, is like, he's like, oh, it's about going back for people. Because remember, and she's going to leave him behind.
Yeah. She was going to leave him behind for the planet.
Yeah. And he like makes a comment to her and is like, something about leaving someone behind.
Yeah, because he left Kay to get attacked by the Xenomorph. He was like, what, leaving someone behind? What's wrong with that? Or something like that.
Yeah. And then so in the elevator, that's the moment when she is like,
she goes, like,
I'm not going to leave him behind.
Yeah, I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, that's her. I'm a badass now.
I'm going to do what I have to do. Okay. I just feel like it was kind of a big jump.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, for the first, 40 minutes before she first steps on the ship, she's just sitting on the ship, just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, really, she doesn't do anything in the first 40 minutes.
And then so everything's good now. The alien's dead. She gets back on the ship, and she puts Andy in the cryopod. Then she puts herself in the cryopod. She's like, hopefully we'll be fine when we get there. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
No. Because early in the movie, she said, she was like, you're going to have to be awake for us.
Yeah, you have to monitor it.
But no, they just all go to sleep.
I'm like, yeah, you go to sleep, and I bet you there's a face hugger in there.
I was surprised there wasn't an
like
ending face hugger left. Because I feel like that's very alien.
Yeah. I do feel like they did leave it open, like, we don't know what's going to happen when I wake up, so maybe they get a sequel or some shit.
True. Well, that just means that she goes to the other planet and still just has to work a day job. She's so miserable.
And then she realizes that she can't actually bring Andy.
Yeah. She said she was going to get arrested.
She was like, I don't care, I'm going to bring him anyway.
And never leave someone behind, I guess.
So how do you feel about the overall movie?
I like it.
Yeah.
3 stars.
3 stars.
How do you feel?
I gave it a 3.5. I had a good time. It was just a fun, ride. It was nice coming back to it, and, it's just simple Xenomorph, face hugger stuff. No crazy, it's too much, proto Xenomorph stuff.
It's very haunted house.
Yeah.
And it's very just you want a 2-hour movie of aliens, killing people. Mm-hmm. This is what it is.
I think the weak points are, the crew. Most of the crew are just, they're not that, fun.
They're pretty forgettable.
They're forgettable. Yeah. They're just there. They try to build up, some of the characters, but Rain and Andy are the only ones that are actually, making development, I feel like. Tyler's just there.
Yeah. Is Tyler the ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just reacting to shit. He's like, oh, he doesn't really progress as the movie goes. And then he just randomly dies.
Yeah, I didn't care for Tyler. He does randomly die. That scene is it's you, and that's what I kind of think I mean about them being forgettable, is you could have put anyone that.
Yeah, they all just randomly die in dumb ways.
Yeah.
And in the other movies, there was such a big crew, so it was just some of them were more important than others, so that you could have these random deaths, and we could still have development for the other characters as that's happening.
Yeah.
But instead, now we have this shorter crew, so they're just slowly gonna die off, and each of them are not gonna have that much development.
Yeah.
Because Navarra, like, she wasn't really a character. She was just a pilot that got the face hugger on her.
She was, we need somebody in the trailer to get face huggered. And so that way, and so like, you know she's gonna die. And like the
Yeah.
moment she's on screen, you know she's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like she kind of got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I didn't like that they showed that. The more I think about it, because there weren't that many deaths.
Yeah.
I
You
wish
gotta
there
show
were.
one though for the trailer.
They should have added like some 3, 4 people that were just like some like background character names, just random names. Have them die. Focus on like 4 characters type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed it though. It was a fun time. The pacing was pretty good.
The pacing was good. I do kind of think you could kind of like, I think you could have cut out maybe not 15 minutes at the end, but like you could have edited it down like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not you, but the director.
Yeah, they definitely could have edited some of it down a little bit. Because it was like, I think it was right at like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was at 2 hours.
Let's go with an easy 140.
Yeah, it could have been 140. I think 140 would have been tighter. How do you think it compares to the Evil Dead remake? Because that's the same director. Did you know?
That's a tough one. I think I prefer this over the Evil Dead remake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you prefer the Evil Dead remake?
No, I like this better, probably.
I haven't
But
watched
they're-
them, but they're different though.
I think he kind of has. See, I think he kind of has a formula. You know?
I can see where you're like the Don't Breathe, the Evil Dead, and this one. They definitely are very all similar in different ways.
Yeah.
Everyone's just constantly making stupid choices. It's just ruining the people around them.
And they're always family based. You know? But
It was still pretty good. I don't know. Would you rate this above Don't Breathe?
I would put this above Don't Breathe.
Okay. So this is your favorite one from him so far.
Yeah, between Don't Breathe,
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, and Alien Romulus. I would say this is my favorite.
Yeah, me too, I think. All right, well, I think that's the end of the podcast.
Okay, let's go with me.
Thank you for joining us.